Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. How you doing this morning? Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous out there? Here, I'll stand back just a little bit. I'll come back here just a little bit. But that, my friends, is the moon. And no, it's not the middle of the night either. It's actually just before sunrise. And isn't that gorgeous? Wow. I mean, it's just spectacular looking. I woke up this morning, looked out the window and saw that and said, holy cow, I gotta come out and shoot a video. Here I am. So, I've got Christian from Denmark, and he says, how hard is it to find a bot? And he says, since you're in the video game industry and you've talked about botting on your channel before, let's see here. I think this might be something you could answer for me. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3, and back in the days also Diablo 2 and World of Warcraft. And one thing that stood out was a massive amount of botters. It is really hard. Is it really that hard for Blizzard or any game company to locate and ban botters? Today I saw a Kriperian video saying that the gold price was down under $1. So if they ban the bots, it can't be profitable for them to buy new copies of the game and start botting it again. You know, the fact is that bots get smarter and smarter and smarter. And the smarter that they get, the harder they are to detect. Now, let me give an example of technology that's really come a long way recently. Have you, in fact, maybe I can do this right here on my phone right now. There is this new Google app. And, oh, it's asking me to speak now. Okay, so I am speaking now. Let's see here. Can it focus on that? Come on. Focus a little bit closer here. Focus. Okay. So, and I didn't know it was, so you see that it got all of that up here. And this is Google Voice, you know, the speech services, which is not only available in Android phones, but is also now in Chrome and Chromium. And so when you use like the Chrome browser, you have a little microphone there on Google, and you can actually select that and start speaking to it. And I am able to speak to it even over watching television and stuff. Other people talking around me. It's so incredible. And a year ago, when I started using this stuff, it wasn't nearly as full-fledged, and I got a lot of stuff wrong. But now it gets almost everything right, and I even throw some amazing words at it, and I'm like, you know, it gets it. Now, that is an advancement in technology that is kind of like the bots. You know, just like Google has now figured out how to read human speech and to be very much like a human listening, bots keep getting better and better and better. And they keep adding human-like functionality to them. Now, the dumb botters who are dumb, will do something to get themselves caught. And what that usually is that they will, how do I put this? They'll run beyond statistical probability. And what I mean by that is that they will continue to bot hour after hour after hour, maybe even 24 hours a day. And then, because they want to maximize their profits, just like Kriperian was saying, that, you know, now that the price was down in Diablo 3, that maybe the botters won't have so much incentive to be botting anymore because it's not statistically possible for them to make enough money to make it worth it. Well, they find other ways. Believe me, they start account hacking and stuff like that. But what I'm getting at here is that the bots themselves are very hard to detect these days because they emulate human behavior very well. Now, they do have patterns to them, but there's pattern randomization stuff put into them that both the person who makes the bot puts in, but also that the person who's using the bot will use with it. And to add randomization between each different client, each different person using it. And it just makes it very hard to see. I mean, that's the simple fact, is that it makes it very hard to see. And so unless they're dumb and they keep running it, but if they ran it for like 10 hours a day every day, that's within statistical probability. Now, human behavior also says, okay, so I take a break for lunch, I take a break for dinner, I stop playing for 10 minutes while I go use the bathroom, or I stop playing for another 20 minutes when the girlfriend calls, or if they have a girlfriend. Playing that much every day? Probably not. So those kinds of things, I haven't dealt with any bots in quite a while, and maybe they have things in there like that now, but I don't suspect that they do. And so anyway, it can be hard, and it's not only about detecting code, because they can detect that in some ways too, but I can tell you that, like with my experience with Glider would read memory, and it would read memory from the game. It wouldn't write to it to do its controls. It would only read the memory. And so in reading the memory, it would not inject anything into the game client that Blizzard could see. And so it technologically, hey, are you running this? It couldn't tell it. And like in War Z that I've been playing lately, they have Fair Fight, which apparently takes some screenshot occasionally, and then with the screenshot it shows what's going on the screen and everything. But I think that like Glider didn't have that. And there's nothing, actually for a bot, there's nothing that needs to show on the screen. And so they couldn't take a snapshot and send that back. And it did some other things that it would only do things that were humanly possible. It would only do mouse controls that were humanly possible. It would only do key clicks that were humanly possible. And then it would even do things like make mistakes sometimes. And so that, because another stat could be, okay, do they loot correctly at the first try every time? Do they, every time they swing, do they always hit? There's all kinds of things like that. And I did one time go to a talk at a game conference where they talked about all of the different statistics of things that they can watch and how they can see the players. And that's in fact another thing that I hear with like Fair Fight and War Z, is that that when you get out of statistical probabilities, when you get to the upper edge, when you get to these areas of just out of the bounds so far of what the normal players do, then you get looked at. And maybe even just auto-banned. So, anyway, yes, it's hard to detect the bots. Yes, it's hard to detect the cheats. And if you think about it this way, think about a game company that maybe Blizzard, I don't know how many people they have working on anti-cheat. I don't know. Anywhere from 1 to 10. I don't know how many. And I'm sure they have at least one person working on it. And so let's just say that they have 10 people working on that. And then how many different people are there out there that are programming bots, that are programming hacks, that are doing all this other nefarious stuff? It's more than 10. And, working against the company. And so when you think about it, that the collective intellectual power of all of the hackers and botters and all these other nefarious people out there is much larger probably than the resources that a game company is able to commit to combating it. And so will this problem go away? No, never. Can it be addressed? Yes. I'm sure there'll be some advancements that'll come along that'll, knock them down for quite a while, but it'll always be there in some form or another, and it'll always be happening in some form or another. And so it's something that we have to live with. And so maybe the answer is that instead of trying to find them and ban them, design the games so that they are not advantageous to people wanting to act like this, or remove the financial incentive, and then you'll have only people that want to cheat for competition instead of for money, or other clever things like that to keep that more in check. So, hope that answers your question. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care. If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers, just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. The sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe. That's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Marky Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So